name is Abby. This is Craft Studio. Welcome. Welcome. I'm so glad you could join me today. I have some I have some finished objects to share with you today. A couple of them I am wearing, as you can see. And this is my extra long elf hat. I crocheted using a wonderful tutorial here on YouTube. I'm also wearing my candy stripe. It's kind of a wrap and a scarf at the same time. It's very, very warm, and I have some crochet mittens that I finished. Whew. So, why don't we get started? Might want to get a cup of coffee though, or a cup of tea or something. Okay. So let's get started. Let's see. So, and I have a small craft haul from Michael's that I wanted to share. Hopefully you will enjoy that. Why don't we get started on it? And also, my background has changed just a little bit. I was able to get in my craft room and do some organizing. I also did some purging and just kind of cleaning up, and I am so grateful for that because it was a mess. It was a mess, and I'm not going to go into the whole story of that because it's a long story, but it's just so. The hat I finished. This is the extra long elf hat. It is a tutorial here on YouTube by Jenny Designs. I will put a link down in the description box if you are interested. The yarn I used was the Red Heart Super Saver, I believe, and I think the color is Aran. And then this, which is like a sparkly pink yarn, and I forget the name of it. I will put it down, or put it on the screen if I remember. Heart. Oh my. I used to know how to pronounce this. The Higgy Charm. I know I'm not saying it right, but anyway. So it's the pink, so it's got some sparkles in it, but this is the gray. So that's what I used for this, for the whatever that is called. Okay. And then what I did in the tutorial, she actually does a yarn braid at the end. I just had this adorable, I think it's adorable, fur, it's fake fur, pom-pom that I believe I bought at Michael's a year or so ago. So I just attached that, and I thought it kind of matches the whatever that thing is, because I'll think of it later, and then I'll be like, Abby. Anyway, so there it is. That's what it is. I've always wanted to make one of these because I know this sounds silly, but to me it's not silly. The nightcaps that people used to wear to bed, because they had a fireplace in the house, and that was their main source of heat. They didn't have central heating like we do today, or a furnace. So it got very cold at night, and in the winter time, so they would wear nightcaps to keep their heads warm, because a large percentage of heat escapes your body through the top of your head. So if you keep your head warm or your head covered, you're more likely to stay warm, right? So that is the story behind the hat, which I think it's adorable. And it was funny because when I finished making this for myself, my youngest tried it on, and she's like, oh, I love this, this is so cute. And I thought they would think it was weird or funny looking, but she loved it, and she begged me to make one for her. So I did. And then of course my middle daughter saw it and she's like, "You're not gonna make one for me." So I had to make one for her too. So this is I decided to stripe theirs. I made mine solid, but I striped. This is the one I made for my youngest. And she chose the colors. I said, okay, what colors do you want? She wanted pink and purple. And then I did the pom-pom and the, whatever this is called, the in just the errand that I used for mine. And I did the sparkle yarn for her. She loved the sparkles. So, and then this yarn, the purple, was actually Hirschner's. Their Afghan yarn, I think it is. But anyway, so yeah, that's her hat. And then, so the one I made for my daughter, my middle daughter, she wanted pink and red, but I really wanted to try this color, or this yarn right here, which is from Hobby Lobby. That I love this yarn. I think it's called Rainbow something. Anyway, and so I asked her, I was like, these kind of look cute together. What do you think? She's like, oh yes, you make that. So that's what I did. So I striped hers as well. And then I did red for the pom-pom and the brim. What is this called? Anyway, so yeah, that's what I did. Also, in the tutorial for these hats, she uses a 5mm hook. I went up and used a 6. And then when I did the brim or the band or whatever it is called, it is escaping my mind right now, I went down to a 5. And also I did a single crochet row around the bottom of it. She did not do that in the tutorial. And this is the first time I've been able to make a pom-pom that did not fall apart, and I am so proud of myself, because I have been, even though I had purchased these pom-pom makers from Joann's probably 2 years ago, and I thought I was doing it correctly, but obviously I wasn't. Because they would fall apart, and I was like, these stinking pom-pom makers don't even work. Well, anyway, so I watched a video from Bonnie Barker, and I can't remember the name of her channel. I'll put it on the screen. And she made a hat similar to this, and then at the end she shows how to make the pom-pom. I watched that video. I knew how to use these correctly, and I made pom-poms that don't fall apart. So just remember, you are never too experienced to learn something new. Okay, so the next thing I made, this is my candy stripe. This was an Afghan that I was going to make it into an Afghan. I decided to make it a scarf or a wrap or whatever, but anyway, so what I did to the ends, I just tied them up, or braided them, braided them, tied knots so they wouldn't come apart. And it is so warm, and I will put a link to my tutorial down in the description box in case you are interested, because this was a design from an Afghan my grandmother made. So yeah, I used Hirschner's yarn, oatmeal and Aran, and then the variegated yarn is, I think it's Red Heart, Hello Gorgeous, and Sedona. So anyway, keeps me warm. I think it's really pretty. It matches the hat, it matches my coat. And then I made my first pair of crochet mittens, which is a funny story, because here they are. Hi. Found a tutorial here on YouTube from Daisy Farm Crafts. She has a great tutorial on crochet mittens. It's very quick and easy. But as you can see, I still have some. This one fits my hand fairly well, even though the thumb is a little bit too big. It's okay, it still works. This one was just, it was too big for my hand. The thumb is like humongous, but that's okay. And then so I use this hairy yarn. This is actually one of the Karen latte cakes, and it actually came with, on the band, a pattern for crochet mittens. I tried that first. It did not go well. Could not understand it exactly, and because of the fur, it was very hard to see the stitches and count them, and anyway, it was a disaster. So I ripped it back, and that's when I went searching for a tutorial that I could actually do. So anyway, this is what I have quite a bit left over. I think I will try to make another mitten because this one is just too big. I tried wearing it out of the house. I tried driving with it, and it's just so big. It doesn't stay in my hand. This one, it's okay. I think I'm going to keep it. It'll be okay. Even though the thumb is a little bit big, it's okay. However, oh, the colorway, excuse me, for this, excuse me, what's the colorway? Rose scented. It's not rose scented. I don't know why it's called that. But anyway, so it said it's machine washable and dryable. That is a lie. Because I washed and dried them. This is actually the inside of the mitten. I had to turn them inside out because after I dried them, washed and dried them, this is what happened. Don't do this at home, okay? So this was the outside of the mitten. It pretty much felted. The little hairs all over it, felted it in the dryer. Even though on the label, because I checked the label before I washed it, it says machine washable and dryable. Do you see that? Oh, in the blue letters, do you see it? Machine washable and dryable. It's a lie. It's not. So, that's okay. I understand. We make mistakes. That's fine. So this is the way it came out of my dryer. So this was supposed to be the outside of the mitten. So what I did, thankfully, I just turned it inside out, and the hairs on the inside were fine. I call them hairs because that's what it looks like. These are extremely soft. I love how soft this yarn is. It is extremely warm. Even though crochet tends to have some holes in it, compared to knitting, knitting really doesn't have any holes. I did not feel anything through these gloves, and I wore them in pretty cold temperatures, and it kept my hand toasty warm. So that is to its credit. So anyway, don't dry this yarn. Or maybe don't dry it on high heat. I don't know. I did have it on high heat. But, you know, I always read the label, and it didn't say anything about not having it on high heat. So I don't understand. But this was the other mitten. So they were both like that. So I was kind of bummed, but that's okay. I'm thankful that it was protected on the inside, so I could turn it inside out. So there you have it. Okay. Yay. All right. I think that's all for my finished objects. Now let me show, oh no, I'm sorry. I have one more finished object. I'm sorry. I finished a knit block, and I wanted to share that. This is, I don't know if you can tell it or not, this is a spool of thread with a needle. It might be a little bit difficult to see. Let me see if I can catch the light on it. I was able to block it. And let it dry overnight, so that did help. But I really love this yarn. and the richness of it, the color of it, and all that. So that is a finished object. I did, I'm going to start another one. Did I bring in the pattern? Yes, I did. So this pattern is by Easy Care Baby Knits. So that's what it's supposed to look like, the spool of thread, if you can see that. So she has lots and lots of wonderful knit patterns. This is how I've been getting more practice at knitting, more practice at reading a pattern and following it, and you know, just trying to keep track of my yarn, and just, yeah. So the next one I'm going to do is this tea time. It's called Tea Time. So I'm going to start that next. I'm very excited about that one. It's a cup of tea. So that's great. And these little patterns are like $3. And you can do it with cotton. I've done a couple just with acrylic and wool blends, and I just really like how they turn out. So anyway, highly recommend. She is on Etsy if you would like to go check her out. She has lots of other patterns. She has Afghan patterns, little baby blanket patterns, even some little knit dresses and diaper covers. So if you want to make those for a gift for someone. Okay, so now I will share, what's my time? I'm doing okay. I will share my craft haul from Michaels. I bought some fabric. This was in a fabric bundle, and I believe these are fat quarters. So this was one piece of fabric that I got, which I thought was really pretty. I'm going to use this to make some dolls. I'm really excited about. This was the other one. This pretty pink with flowers, you know, because we're hopefully getting closer to springtime. I love spring. I do not love summer. Here's another one. I thought these were really pretty, bright, colorful prints. Here's a little bird one. I thought it was really pretty. And last but not least, so these are all kind of coordinated, but I just liked the colors. And let's see, what else did I get? Oh, I found some yarn I would like to try for my dolls that I've been making. I would really like to make some dolls with hair, like yarn hair instead of just the felt or the fabric. Either some pigtails or some braided pigtails. So I found this yarn, and I had never tried it before. This is by Lion Brand. These are skein tones. And so I found these at Michaels. This is a number 4 medium acrylic weight. And this color, if I can find it, this is Adobe, which I think it looks like red hair. Right, for a doll, I think that would be really cute. This one would be for brown hair. This color is mahogany, so I thought that was pretty. And then this would be more like for a blonde, I think. Oh, this is hazelnut, so I thought that was pretty. So I have never tried these before, so I'm really excited to try them. There they are. Ooh, aren't they gorgeous? And a friend told me she had used them, and she said she really liked them, and they were incredibly soft. And after they washed up really well. But certainly not least, I am so excited. And I happened to find this. And I had been wanting this. I had been looking for it, and it was there. And I threw it in my basket faster than I can think. And I love this book. And it is by Sasha Blaise van Wagendonk. I'm probably not pronouncing it right. I'm so sorry. But anyway, oh my stars. So I cannot wait to share what I make out of this book. I am so excited. Yeah, it's just, oh my stars. I just think there's, look, I'm just so excited. I've never seen ragdoll, amigurumi made like this. There's the penguin. Here's an owl. Oh my goodness. And it's mommy and baby animals. There's a monkey in here. There's a kangaroo. There's a hippo. And the really exciting thing, which I didn't realize this at first, was she also includes patterns for little clothes for the dolls to wear. So, woohoo! Very, very, very excited. So if you're interested, pick up this book. Highly recommend it. Okay. All right. Thank you so much for watching.